You think procrastinators are doomed. Undisciplined, distracted, hopeless, wrong. Some of the fastest learners are procrastinators. They just weaponize delay instead of drowning in it. Meanwhile, you try to be disciplined. Long study blocks, rigid schedules, forced focus. And you burn out by Wednesday. I'm about to show you why strategic procrastination can outperform brute discipline. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at delay the same way again. Chapter 1. The Pressure Paradox. Most people think starting early is always better. Wrong. Starting early without urgency creates drift. When deadlines are far away, your brain down-regulates intensity. No threat, no pressure, no encoding priority. Psychologists call this temporal discounting. Future consequences feel weak. So your brain treats the task like optional background noise. Procrastinators accidentally create pressure. They compress timelines, and pressure increases focus. The Yerkes-Dodson law shows performance increases with arousal up to a point. Too little stress board. Too much stress panic. Moderate stress peak performance. Disciplined grinders often operate in low arousal. Procrastinators spike into optimal zones right before action. The mistake isn't delaying. The mistake is panicking. Strategic procrastinators delay planning, not execution. They think before they move, which leads to the real advantage. Chapter 2. Incubation Effect. You think not working equals no progress. Wrong. Your brain keeps processing in the background. Psychologists call this incubation. Step away from a problem and subconscious networks keep recombining information. That's why solutions appear in the shower, or while walking, or right before sleep. Studies on creative problem solving show that breaks improve insight compared to continuous grinding. Procrastinators sit with tension longer. They let ideas marinate. You rush to close loops immediately. They tolerate unfinished business. That tension becomes cognitive glue. But here's the problem though. Incubation without output is fantasy. At some point you must execute. And that's where most procrastinators fail. Chapter 3. Micro deadlines. Average procrastinator waits until the night before. Panic, cram, forget. Strategic procrastinator manufactures small deadlines. Instead of finish paper in 2 weeks, they create outline tonight, thesis tomorrow, sources by Friday. Artificial urgency, compressed action. This uses Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available. Shrink the time, sharpen the focus. Cal Newport talks about deep work requiring boundaries. Micro deadlines create those boundaries. 20 minutes, one problem. Full intensity, then stop. You think longer equals better. Wrong. Intensity beats duration. Hit subscribe before you forget this. We optimize tension here. But here's the deeper layer. Chapter 4. Guilt as fuel. Most procrastinators drown in guilt. I should be working. Oh, I'm behind. I'm lazy. That guilt becomes stress. Stress becomes avoidance. Avoidance becomes paralysis. But guilt is just unspent energy. Reframe it. Instead of, I wasted the day, ask, what's the smallest high-leverage action I can do right now? What I slight. 5 minutes, one paragraph, one problem. Once momentum starts, dopamine shifts from avoidance to progress. Neuroscience shows task completion releases dopamine. Not task planning, not worrying, completion. Procrastinators who master momentum cycles move in bursts. Short, brutal focus, then rest. Then repeat. Sprint recovery, like interval training. You try to marathon your brain, they sprint. Brains aren't designed for 8-hour cognitive marathons. They're designed for waves. But here's the final twist. Procrastinators are selective. They delay low-value tasks and unconsciously focus on what actually matters when pressure hits. That's forced prioritization. When time shrinks, fluff disappears. Only essentials survive. That's Pareto in action. 80% of results from 20% of actions. Under pressure, your brain auto-filters. The trick is to filter before the panic. Let me simplify this. Use delay to think. Use pressure to focus. Use micro deadlines to control urgency. Use guilt as activation energy. Use sprints, not marathons. That's strategic procrastination. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If you procrastinate on the wrong things, the high-leverage skills you still lose. Delay is powerful. Direction is everything. That's why I made the next video breaking down exactly how to identify the few skills that multiply your output. So when pressure hits, you're sprinting in the right direction. Because procrastination isn't the enemy. Unstructured procrastination is. Watch that next.